If Israel Adesanya loses in this weekend's main event, that might be the end of his UFC career, but do I think Pyfer has what it takes to beat him? Let's find out! Also, before we do start, this post is kind of a weaker one, but the UFC have been on a really good streak of them recently. I like what they've been doing with the posters, I hope they keep it up. This isn't a bad poster, it's better than everything they did last year and the last couple of years. Yeah, it's kind of bland, but it's what it is. Let's get into my prediction video. Alright, Thainara versus Brazil. You may think Alexia Thainara is just going to run through Bruno Brazil, but the only loss on Thainara's record is to Bruno Brazil from back in 2019. She got a standing guillotine in her, makes her 13-1. Bruno Brazil kind of sucks though. I don't know how she did that, must have been on a bit of a run towards the UFC at that time. Thainara has only been in the UFC just over a year, I want to say. So yeah, I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than everyone's thinking it's going to be. I think Thainara is probably the more well-rounded fighter now in terms of having submissions, like good submission game. She's also ranked already before Brazil, unless Bruno Brazil was already ranked and then got kicked out of the rankings. But yeah, we'll go with Thainara. I'm going with Thainara to win by just 2 submission. Maybe a guillotine. Right, this card's actually kind of a sneaky little banger card. People are hating on it, but it's got some really good fights here in the prelims. The UFC cards, people would like them off. The bout order was just different. Like, what's Ricky Simone and Adrian Yanez doing on the second fight of the night? That's like the second main card opener, in my opinion. But yeah, I think Ricky Simone's on a bit of a... Is he on a losing streak? Obviously, he has that win over Marab from a few years ago. Probably shouldn't have gone his way, to be fair, based on what the end of the fight was like. But not in the fight, just the whole fight. But at the end of the fight, got him the win, obviously. Adrian Yanez, is he on a streak? I don't know, but... I'm pretty sure Ricky Simone lost to that Brazilian dude who beat Peyton Talbot. Forgot his name. But yeah, I'll go with Adrian Yanez to win this fight by decision. Alright, another city kickboxing fighter fighting on this card. Navajo Sterling, whatever his name is, versus Bruno Lopez. Sterling hasn't got like a finish in the UFC yet, but I think this might be his chance to do it. He's got good wins over some pretty decent middleweights, light heavyweights actually. Why does I say middleweight? Israel Adesanya. Yeah, I'll go with Sterling by... I'm going to say like KO TKO round 2. Gets a nice finish. O'Neal versus Fernandez. I don't know anything about this fight. We'll go with another Australian fighter. That's cool, I guess. We'll go with Fernandez by decision. Alright, now this is where the prelims start to get like really good. You got Marcin Tybura just in Seattle on a random prelim versus some newcomer, Tyrell Fortune. I don't know what he looks like, but I will put it up on screen now. And I don't think he really stands a chance against Tybura. I think they're trying to just shake up the heavyweight division by bringing in some of the prospects from outside the UFC. Because most of the heavyweights have been here for like 5, 6, up to nearly 10 years in the UFC. And the rankings have just stayed the same because how long you can be a heavyweight for, based on just not having to weight cut. Fights probably being quicker and slower, less strikes absorbed, less strikes dealt out. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm going to go with Tybura. Do I know ball if I say submission? I don't know, man. I might just say submission. Fuck it. I got that feeling. Alright, Chase the Dream Hooper. The absolute gooner is back. Versus Lance Gibson Jr. Lance Gibson Jr., he didn't do great in his fight with Bobby Green. That was his debut on short notice. But yeah, that was short notice. He might do much better now. Chase Hooper lost to Alexander Hernandez last, I'm pretty sure, towards the end of last year. Had a win over Jim Miller before that, I think. But yeah, Lance Gibson Jr., 9-2, ex-Bellator fighter. I think Chase Hooper's just going to be too good. His ground game's probably going to be great. Chase Hooper probably needs to improve his striking still a bit. He's still young though. Both these guys are pretty young. I'll go Chase Hooper, maybe by decision. Let's go by decision, like 30-27. Alright, prelim headliner, Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tafik Musayev. Musayev is the former Rising champion, I want to say, against Bahamondes. Obviously a pretty good lightweight. Lost to Fazeev, which is not a bad loss. It's aging pretty badly based on how his fight with Mauricio Rufi went. Musayev's pretty good. I think his record's like 22-6. But Ignacio Bahamondes had that higher level experience with guys in the rankings. I'm pretty sure he was ranked at 1.2. I'll go ahead and give the fight to... Oh, this is such like an even fight in my mind. I don't really know who to give it to. Musayev's from Azerbaijan. They put 2 people from the same place. I think Fazeev's from Azerbaijan. 2 people from that same region doing back to back. That's crazy. It's a bit rude. I might just say Musayev by like decision. Fuck it, yeah, Musayev by decision. I like Bahamondes, but how good is he? I'm not sure. Right, this main card is pretty decent. You got, of course, Adesanya, one of the biggest names the sport's ever seen. You got Joe Pyfer. He's trying to get himself a shot. I'm becoming a top-ranked middleweight. Oh, yeah, Adesanya was like 6th ranked when they booked this fight, and now he's 4th. That puts Pyfer straight in the top 4. I'm not sure how well he does up there. Yeah, at middleweight. Got a good rematch in the main event. Chiesa retirement fight against Nico Price. It was meant to be Carlston Harris, but he fell out. Nico Price got put in. Julian Erosa, people counting him out. We'll go through this fight in a second. Undefeated guy versus Alex Pereira, teammate, ex-opponent. Then Terence McKinney, Kyle Nelson. Let's go ahead and start with this fight. Probably one of the quickest fights you're ever going to see. Terence McKinney has barely ever left the first round. Out of all his wins, I think he's been out the first round once, maybe. 8 losses because he is like that. Kill or be killed. Cal Nelson's not really the same. Who did Cal Nelson beat? Oh, Matt Favola in his last fight. God damn it. I like Matt Favola as well. 5'10", 5 versus 5'11". I'm not going into the stats a bit here, even though they don't really matter at all. It's MMA, man. These little things, of course, they do matter, but not as much as people think, or I'm thinking, of course. I smell a Terence McKinney round 1 slime out, as in he's going to slime out Cal Nelson in round 1. McKinney lost to Chris Duncan. It was obviously not a bad fighter. He's actually pretty good. Fighting Marcano in a main event soon. Cal Nelson's not really been in there with the most high-level guys yet. McKinney kind of has that decent level of experience. Yeah, I'll go with McKinney by knockout in round 1. I like Terence McKinney a lot too. Right, the undefeated Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belgari. This is going to be a decent fight. Oh, yeah, I forgot that the Yusri guy is massive. He's 6'6". That's nuts. Alex Pereira landed out in kickboxing a few years ago. The reach is still somehow Abdul Malik's. Your leg reach doesn't max out, but your arm reach maxes out. Then you just keep growing tall upwards. Wish I was that fucking tall, bro. What? Who's going to win this fight? The experience of Yusri Belgari. How would you say that name? I think his experience is going to carry him to this fight against kickboxing opponents like Pereira. I don't think this fight is going to the ground. If it does, I don't really see a submission happen at all. Takedown accuracy 100% for this guy in the UFC, I assume. Yeah, takedown average is nuh-uh. They don't do it. Yusri's gonna be just a bit too much for him. That's my prediction. These guys both hit hard. He beat up Azamat Bakayev in his last fight. We'll go decision. Julian Erosa, Juicy J versus Larian Douglas. Boys bros build. What the hell? He's like got a 6-pack, but he's like kind of weirdly shaped. What the hell? Coming off Contender Series. Got like a 36-second win, I want to say. But Julian Erosa's last couple of years in the UFC have been pretty good. He's like 3-1 in his last 4. The losses to Melchizedek Costa by decision. Of course, Costa's pretty good. He's ranked now. Slammed out everyone he's fought, other than this guy. The 31-13 record is decent. 13-5 as well. Like, that's not great. I think Julian Erosa's going to slam him out. Round 1 KO TKO. I don't think this guy, Larian Douglas guy's all that. And if he ends up being all that, my bad. Pull my earphone out. I'm pretty sure Julian Erosa's been getting some knockouts in the last couple of years. My prediction for this fight is Julian Erosa, KO TKO, round 2 or 3. Probably round 2. Michael Chiesa retirement fight. He's been on a good run of wins recently. Nico Price, not so much. Got slammed out in his last fight. I think he's been submitted. I think he's been finished over and over again. Both these guys could retire. Price could retire on a loss. Chiesa could retire on a win. Because I think that's going to happen. I think Chiesa's going to submit him in round 1. I think it's going to be pretty easy for him. He's had that high-level experience at lightweight, light-man skill. Of course, he fights at welterweight now. Fought Tony Ferguson at welterweight, I want to say, too. Choked him out super quick. And he's way better than Nico Price, even when he was washed. Now, I think this is going to be a really easy fight to predict. I think just Michael Chiesa is going to sub him. Michael Chiesa, I don't remember. I think I've mentioned his most recent wins, I guess. Submission, round 1. Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber rematch. They fought a few years ago, and then Grasso won by decision on a run to the title. Now she's pretty washed. 3-fight skid. Plus, the fights are pretty good. It's probably going to be another decision against women's MMA. I think of Macy Barber by decision. I don't know the last opponents because I don't care that much. The main event! Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. Adesanya fighting far down the rankings. 10 ranking spots down against Joe Pyfer. I thought they'd put Joe Pyfer's red shorts there that he's wearing this weekend, but probably haven't had time to change it on the website, which is just fair enough. Who cares? Adesanya's on his 3-fight losing streak. Back-to-back losses to Strickland, DDP, and Imavov. Obviously the highest level guys in the division right now. Number 1, 2, and 3 contenders, maybe, if I'm right about that. It sucks for Adesanya. He's older. He's like 7 years old than Joe Pyfer. 36 or 37 even. 36 maybe. To 29. I want to pick Israel Adesanya to win, man. Joe Pyfer won against Abus Magomedov in his last fight. I did not think he was going to win that fight, but he lost the first round, obviously pretty dominantly, and then just came back and subbed Magomedov in the second round. He's had some good wins. He lost his Contender Series fight by breaking his arm against Dustin Salzvoost, whatever his name is, the guy who just lost to Kelvin Gastelum. I think Joe Pyfer's good though. He's got that power. The main thing you need to beat Israel Adesanya these days is power. Imavov has the power. Imavov put him out. Strickland dropped him bad. DDP hit him big shots, took him down and subbed him. It's rough out here in the streets, being an Israel Adesanya fan. Does he retire in Seattle after this one, or do we think he gets another fight in like Australia or New Zealand? They're not going to New Zealand, do they? Probably like Melbourne or Perth or something like that. Obviously not on the Perth card. That's pretty booked up. They can't just put Adesanya on like the co-main. That'd be crazy. Picking a winner of this fight is so tricky because Joe Pyfer could literally just sleep him in the first round. Or we're going to see a great looking Israel Adesanya. He's looked good in all his fights before he got finished. I think he's actually been up on most of the scorecards during the fights too. I'm going to go with Adesanya. I've got the gut feeling of Adesanya getting a win. bouncing back, maybe retiring off the back of a win, or maybe like being like UFC, give me. Who can he fight though if he wins? He's already lost all the guys up the rankings. Maybe just have some fun fights. Maybe go back up to light heavyweight and fight someone. Have another fight with go up at light heavyweight. I'm just kidding, they're friends now. Or he could try his luck up at light heavyweight again. See what he can do. Maybe that's all he needs to reignite another title run at a different weight class. A lot of fighters do that. They'll be like, oh, they'll move up, they're going to run. Alex Pereira did that. How is he going to win this fight? Not going to be submission. If it is, I'll be shocked. Could be knockout for sure, but does he still have the power in his hands that he used to put Robert Whittaker out? I don't know, man. It's a 5-round fight. I don't think Izzy's going to be able to stay away from Joe Pyfer's power for 5 rounds. It's a boxing masterclass. Get him out there in the first 3 rounds. KO TKO up against the fence. Israel Adesanya round 3. TKO KO. That's a bit of an off prediction there for me, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, thank you so much for watching my picks and predictions video for UFC Fight Night Seattle Adesanya versus Pyfer. Hope you enjoyed this video. I've got another video, a card builder video coming soon for International Fight Week. You'll see more about that soon. Like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.